Come with me for a short look around the Austin Village, a First World War housing estate of cedarwood prefab homes that still remains today 100 years later. Hello, welcome to Through Lucy's Lens, weekly videos where I go somewhere interesting and hopefully you will find them interesting too. This video is a bonus really. It's a thank you to all the subscribers to this channel. When I started making these videos, I didn't think for 1 minute that people would necessarily engage with them. I was making them for me because it's something that I'm really interested about, social history, the people, the working people. And the video about the back-to-backs took off and I couldn't believe it. I think I'm still in shock, to be honest, but it's just so exciting to have a community of people coming together that like the same things as me. I probably won't get it right every week, I'm only human, but this is a bonus video, a thank you. And I've come to a place which is really close to where I live, and I used to drive past these every single day, and it never even entered my mind to do any research about them. So a couple of weeks ago, me being me, thought I'm gonna have a look what's going on around there, and it is fascinating, and I'm kind of ashamed I didn't know, because I should. I'm at the Austin Village. It's a village of cedarwood houses, again, that were meant to be prefabs, that were imported by Henry Austin to house female workers during the First World War, to make sure that the women workers didn't have to walk 5 or 6 or 7 miles from the city centre out here to Longbridge to go to work. And over 100 years later, they're still here. They were only ever meant to last 17 years. They're still here. They are stunning. But like everything, this is not a tourist destination. This is a proud area where people live, so I must be careful not to get up in people's privacy. You'll see house numbers and things blocked out because that's really important to me. I love the internet, I love it dearly, but I think we do have to be very careful about people's privacy. These are real people's lives, and when you're working on social history, you have to be ethical to the people of the present as much as you are to people of the past. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I've been told off for waffling in the comments. It's just who I am. I love a chat. I'm chatting with you right now. So let's go and have a look at these amazing houses. It is blowing I think I've heard Scottish people say blowing a hoolie. I love that out there. So I'm going to just have to film what I can, and then I'll do the voiceover when I get home. But let's go, and honestly, from the bottom of my big brummy heart, thank you for being here. Come on. The Austin Village was erected in 1917 to accommodate the ever-increasing numbers of female munition workers at the nearby Austin Motor Works. During the First World War, there wasn't much call for cars, so women used to work in the factory to create weapons and things that were helpful in the war effort. Many of the women that worked here had a 4 to 5 mile daily walk from Birmingham city centre that's about 7 miles away. Austin was concerned about the children being left far away and the women not being able to work as well as they could because of the long walk and being tired. So he built this village and invited female workers and their families to live closer to the factory. Lord Herbert Austin bought this 120-acre site at a cost of £7,500 and imported 200 prefabricated cedarwood bungalows. They were made by the Aladdin Company in Bay City, Michigan, USA. So here we almost have a slice of American pie right in the Birmingham suburbs. These houses were only ever meant to be here for 17 years, but here they still are. The village was built in 11 months and housed 2,000 workers plus their children. There was usually about 7 workers per bungalow, living in a communal way. The village was built in a really clever, mindful way. Worried about the outbreak of fire, every so often you have a brick-built house as well. That acts as a fire break, so if there is a fire, not so many houses would be destroyed. Interestingly, as well as local people from Birmingham, the workers also included Belgian refugees who were also working at the Austin factory. The footprint of the village has remained really unchanged, with 200 single-storey bungalows with double-pitched roofs and porches. They're all regularly spaced and have beautiful gardens. Because these were imported from America, there were some things that weren't quite right with the American model, so there were slight changes made, including an enclosed porch, because there's not much sitting on the porch enjoying the sunshine in the UK. The houses here at the Austin Village are based on the Aladdin Company's model called Chester. It was advertised as a rich man's house, but in reach of every working man. Quite ironic that it was mostly women living here originally. The houses arrived coming over the Atlantic, avoiding the U-boats, and they were entirely ready cut. This means they were like a flat pack, and when they got here they could just be built on arrival. The only thing that was made on site were the floorboards that were cut to size on site. The inside of the bungalows were exceptionally luxurious for the time, with coke-fired central heating, a gas cooker and gas water boiler. There was also a sink and drainer in the kitchen and, really importantly, an inside bathroom with a bath. This must have been an incredible experience for the women who were probably living in poor slum housing in the city centre to come out to this beautiful countrified place to live in such a bungalow. Lord Austin, of course, always a motoring enthusiast, built the village with cars in mind as well as people, and it's said that this is the first dual carriageway in the UK. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments if that's not right. The village still has a real community feel, and there's also an epitaph to the Great War. Some parts of the village are sadly now lost. So, for example, there was a wooden Baptist church and 2 roundabouts, or islands as we call them in Birmingham. So if you hear someone in Birmingham saying, just go to the island and turn left, we mean roundabout. There was children's shelters on the roundabouts to let local kids play and where a sort of community babysitting service took place. Good Lord, it's windy. I do pick the days. So lovely here, honestly. If you're watching this and you live here, you're so lucky. It's like walking round I don't know, it's so peaceful. It's like stepping back in time, and everybody, most of the houses are kept absolutely beautifully. You can tell that people are really proud to live here. I would be too. And I can't believe I've driven past them so many times. I just thought, oh, there's like wooden bungalows. Nah. But they're so much more than that. And again, thankfully, they're here, still here. And because it was made a conservation area in 1997, it's got an air of protection, and I'm pleased about that. From their houses in the village, workers only had a short walk to the factory complex. Millions of Brummies over the years have worked at the Austin, and I'm sure some of you watching this video today will have done too. Let me know in the comments. My dad and my granddad both worked at the Austin. In fact, I probably don't have enough fingers on my hand how many people in my family worked at the Austin, which became the Rover. It was an absolutely devastating blow to the area when the factory was closed in April 2005. 6,300 workers lost their jobs, and the shadows of this time are still discussed in the local area. Most of the houses on this estate were sold when the Austin Company fell in hard times after World War I in the 1920s. Most of the bungalows are still privately owned to this day, and some of them are still owned by the original families who bought them all the way back in the 1920s. You do occasionally see them come on the market, and they are never on sale long, minutes, weeks. I do sometimes look on Rightmove and have a cheeky look because I like to see what they look like inside. These bungalows are still a super highly desired place to live over 100 years on, and I can really understand why. Oh. So there we have it. The Austin Village. Wow, what a lovely place to live. Honestly, I am so blown away by the amount of beautiful, beautiful places we have here that I've never even known about, and they all carry real people's stories, and that's just what I love. So before I wrap this up, if you know of anywhere interesting with a story that I could go and visit, if you have an interesting house, that's a big ask, get in touch. I've actually put an email address to contact me now. I was staying away from that, but because I'm really enjoying how people are getting involved, there's a little email address to contact me if you know of anywhere you would like me to research, anywhere you would like me to go. I've got a folder like this now, and I'm so excited for the future. One thing I really want to do, and bear with me, is talk about tower blocks, but I've really done a lot of research about if there's any kind of tower blocks that have been refurbished, but there isn't. They're just getting rid of them all, and that's a shame because they compact millions of people's stories, and not a popular opinion, but I've always loved them. So yeah, get in touch. I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for your support. If you don't already, a like and a subscribe is super helpful. But if not, I hope you enjoyed the video and have a lovely day. See you on the next one.